Let me quote some more from the story. And of course, they call him Rachel, and they say her. And I get it, they're being exquisitely politically correct. You could even say they're being very polite. They don't want to be mean. And maybe if I met this person in real life, I would do the same thing out of deference to another human being, not wanting to hurt their feelings, being sensitive, being respectful. I wouldn't want to pick a fight. Why would you pick a fight with a stranger? But in a news report, in a news medium, is that really the place for deference and euphemism? Or maybe it's a place for calm, neutral reportage of the facts. Well, let me read more from the CBC. In an article in USA Today in January, McKinnon argued her competing is not a question of athletic advantage, no, but one of human rights. Dr. Rachel McKinnon, we have to promote inclusive sport. Can you believe that? A man has a human right to say he's a woman. Okay, sure, say whatever you want. But to actually compete against women in a women's league. Oh, and because that's inclusive. No, I'm sorry, it isn't, because it's going to drive out every single woman from sports. It's not inclusion, it's colonization. Talk about appropriation, that's gender appropriation. Every man who is not good enough to compete against men can now compete against women, and they'll call you a bigot if you disagree. Let me quote some more. We cannot have a woman legally recognized as a trans woman in society and not be recognized that way in sports. McKinnon was quoted as saying, focusing on performance advantage is largely irrelevant, guys, because this is a rights issue. We shouldn't be worried about trans people taking over the Olympics. We should be worried about their fairness and human rights instead. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, not everything is a rights issue, not everything is political, not everything is about you, not everything is a public therapy for you, not everyone has to play a role in your simulation. The girls that you crushed in sports aren't part of your project, they're just part of their own project, competitive sports for girls. Cycling is not a bone-crushing sport. But there are women's sports leagues that have physical contact, whether it's wrestling or basketball and soccer, where there are often collisions. I mean, I mentioned hockey before, and you do see girls choosing to play with boys, but they're choosing to go into rougher leagues themselves. They're not going into easier leagues to rough up other people. And they still have helmets and body armor in hockey. This is just plain cheating to have a man compete against women. And it's odd when one man has gold and real girls are in second and third. What if 3 transgender men came? There would be no women on the podium. I'm sorry, this is just plain cheating. This is just plain roughness. But no one has the courage to say the emperor has no clothes here because you'll be called a bigot. I mean, he couldn't have been clearer. It's a human rights issue. Oh, sorry, Miss McKinnon. Obviously, you'll be violating his human rights, and obviously, you'll get a human rights investigation if you say this is wrong. Obviously, he has essentially said that. And that's not an idle threat. That's not just a speculation. Here's another story by the CBC. We've shown you this before. It's from 2016, so things are 2 years crazier now. Look at this. Transgender woman files human rights complaint alleging discrimination at salon. Look at that guy there. Look at the guy. That guy there who couldn't even be bothered to shave for the picture. He calls himself Kirsten. That's a dude. A transgender woman in Charlottetown, I'm quoting from the CBC here, they're calling that guy, he didn't even shave for the photo. A transgender woman in Charlottetown has filed a complaint with the PEI Human Rights Commission alleging she was refused service at a local salon because of her transgender status. So that's just at a salon. In this case, it was a makeup salon, just makeup and stuff. But here's a case from this year. Here's 2 years crazier. Transgender woman files human rights complaint against Windsor Spa. Okay, a spa. So what, like, you know, you're going to get a facial or something? Yeah, no. I said I wouldn't get gross again. I'm going to get a little bit gross here. The owner of, let me just read here, the owner of a local waxing spa is mounting a public campaign to clear the name of his business after he was served a human rights complaint for denying service to a transgender woman. Jason Carruthers, the president of Mad Wax on Walker Road, said he was surprised at the legal move since he had explained to the complainant that the spa did not offer Brazilian wax services on male body parts. I have no male staff, Carruthers said Friday. We are not able to provide that service. as in a dude walks into a women's spa and says, "Can you wax my lady parts?" But he doesn't have lady parts. And they only have female staff. And he says, "Do it, do it, do it." And they won't. And so he sues them for 50 grand. Hey, you still going to tell Rachel McKinnon she's not a lady? You want 50 grand worth of lawsuits? That's Canada. That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show, weekdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Every day I do a monologue, interview a guest, and read my fan mail and my hate mail. To subscribe, go to therebel.media/shows.